Thanks so much, Nick. Joining us now is a Rough Rider. Mandy Ness joins us ahead of a big trail ride, all for a good cause. Mandy, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So you're part of a special group in Rochester, the Rochester Rough Riders. Correct. What is this group?
The Rough Riders have been, well, they were established in 1978. It's an off-road club. So you'll see a lot of street modified vehicles, ATVs, UTVs, everything in between. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We just like to get out in the woods and ride around. And
how often do you get together?
Usually we have about 6 events a year.
Okay.
And our Toys for Tots event is always, it's our last event of the season, and it's always our biggest.
Okay, and that's what we're talking about here today.
Yes.
It's coming up. When is it?
It is this weekend.
Okay, and how do people get involved? I mean, do they just show up, or can they reach out? How does it work?
Pretty much, you can just show up. We're just off of County Road 17 out in Byron. We're going to have signs up all over to direct everybody to us. And the entry fee, if you want to ride, is $35, or excuse me, a toy worth $35 or more.
Okay.
And we're also going to be a toy drop-off for Toys for Tots, which is actually starting their season, I think, a little early this year.
Okay.
But we're going to be available, like I said, as a toy drop-off. And people don't have to have an off-road vehicle to drop off a toy.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so anyone can check that out. But if you do have an off-road, so what, do you drive a Jeep, or do you drive a Ranger, or what do you drive?
We actually have a Polaris RZR.
Oh, okay.
XP Pro or something.
Sure.
But we used to have an old Chevy pickup that was lifted, and it was so hard to ride in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the RZR is so much more.
The RZR works.
Yeah.
Okay, so people do drive UTVs or Jeeps or whatever.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of Jeeps out there. And this event brings in people from, oh gosh, I have people messaging me already from northern Wisconsin, South Dakota, Iowa. Yeah, we get a lot of people coming in, and we see a lot of the bigger rigs and a lot of, like I said, street modified. So it might be trucks that have been, lifted, put bigger engines in them, so they, go through a little bit more, and big tires, a lot of loud trucks.
Yeah, and you have some free camping available?
Yes.
Just south of Byron there?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the camping is free. It's a primitive campsite, or campground, I should say, in that there's no electric and water hookups, so people would have to be prepared for that. We do have, of course, facilities on site for people to use. People can start coming out Friday, and the woods don't actually open up until about 9 a.m. on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
But you do have to go through a process to get your vehicle. We call it being teched in. Okay. And that means that the vehicle is checked over for safety.
Sure.
And just make sure that it's, like I said, safe to go in the woods.
Yeah.
And our busiest time for that is probably right away Saturday morning up until, I'm going to say, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That's when we get really, really, really busy.
Okay.
So if people want to come out, they can come out Friday night, and we do have tech-in options, or available to be teched in that night.
Sure.
So you can get out in the woods right away on Saturday morning.
Okay.
And then we go through Sunday, and then people will have to be out of the woods Sunday by 3 o'clock.
Okay. There you go. Bring your toy. Roughly $35 worth of a toy. Can you bring money too? If you don't have a toy?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bring money too if you don't have a toy available, but you can go shopping for a toy for Toys for Tots, because it is about that time of year.
It is.
Nice drop-off location. What do they need to know about the drop-off location if they don't plan on going on the ride, but they want to bring a toy?
We are going to have a lane set up for people just to come in and do drop-offs.
Okay.
So they don't have to go through waiting for all these trucks to get teched in. Just say, hey, I'm dropping off a toy.
So remind me again, you said you'll have signs. We're talking south of Byron?
Yes, County Road 17.
Okay.
And from what I understand, it runs between County Road 3 and I can't remember the road on the other side, but there's going to be signs on each end of where that road terminates to where people can go, and then they'll have a big sign out in front of the drive, and then they're going to be having an old deuce and a half parked out there. So you can't really miss it.
Can't miss that. And it sounds like a great way to meet new people.
Yeah,
make new friends.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. And just the camaraderie and everything, it's a good cause, and people are really pumped about it. Yeah, and like I said, we've been doing it for 30 years.
Perfect.
And we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for kids in the Southeast Minnesota area.
Okay, bring that toy and have some fun. Bring your toy and a toy for the kids and have some fun and meet some new people and learn more about the Rochester Rough Riders, because it sounds like a pretty cool group, if you ask me. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
We have much more to come on Midwest Access,